The president promises new tariffs amid economic concerns over his trade policies. Coming up, we'll have those details.
Plus, taking a look outside this morning, beautiful sunrise on some of our cameras, and activity is starting to pick up. Full details on what you need to know for the day ahead coming up.
Really a privilege. It's an honor. It's very humbling.
A local radio station is on the air with a new owner. Hear from directors on what makes this station so unique.
But first, a live look outside in Ozark. Look at that beautiful sunrise. Good Monday morning to you. 5 News This Morning is now.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Well, good morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on Channel 5 and on 5 Plus. Good morning to y'all. We hope you had a great weekend. The weather was certainly good for it, right?
Oh, it was perfect. It was so nice to go outside and not have to bundle up, not have to bring an umbrella.
Yep.
We want to keep this around, Joshua.
Yeah, unfortunately, the next couple of days, you'll get to have that weather for the next at least 72 hours. It's going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow, but in the meantime, today it's going to be another fantastic day. As you can see, beautiful sunrises across the board this morning. Thank you for tuning in. So glad you could start your day here with us. Let's get you prepared for the day ahead. And starting off the winner this morning is going to be this Poto camera. Take a look at how beautiful that shot is. All those pinks, yellows, blues, and purples. Fantastic. Even into the mid to upper 60s. So nice and warm this morning. If you stepped outside already, you may have noticed it's quiet. We don't have those winds in place compared to yesterday. Much better compared to yesterday. It's even warmer this morning. We're talking 60s, right around the upper 60s for a large portion of the area. Elsewhere, right around the mid 60s to start off for this morning. We'll see a couple clouds here and there this morning, but we'll see an increase in clouds later on this evening once a dry cold front pushes through. Overall, it's going to be a nice day with those highs in the 70s for northwest Arkansas. Some mid to upper 70s, even lower 80s in the River Valley as well. So overall, a pretty decent day. So get out there and enjoy this weather. It is going to be cooler tomorrow. We're going to be talking about that nice weather the next couple of days before an active pattern for your Easter weekend. We'll have more details on that here coming up. But as we're starting the day as well, we'll let you know the very latest on traffic. You're looking at Highway I-540 and Arkansas River. And we're showing you this not only because that traffic is flowing smoothly, but take a look at how beautiful that shot is with the sunrise reflecting off the Arkansas River. No accidents to report about this morning. Typical slow spots may be slow at times, so just take it slow, take it easy, and hopefully you have a great start to your morning. More details here coming up.
All right, thanks for that. Well, now to a developing story out of Conway where police say multiple were injured in a mass shooting. In total, 11 people shot at Fifth Avenue Park on Sunday night. This morning, Conway police confirmed 2 of the 11 have died. They tell us the other 9 people shot are at area hospitals, all 9 expected to recover. At this point, though, law enforcement are still looking for any suspects. We know Conway police are leading the investigation with several other law enforcement agencies assisting. We're continuing to follow this story and we'll bring you the updates right here on 5 News.
Also developing, a Benton County man is accused of murder after a teenager was shot and killed in Siloam Springs over the weekend. The Benton County Sheriff's Office says Dalton Hunt is charged with capital murder in the death of Giovanni Miranda. Investigators have not revealed any details about a motive. They say the victim's body is going to the state crime lab for an autopsy. Hunt is being held without bond in the Benton County Jail.
Well, the man accused of shooting and killing 2 people outside of a Fort Smith bar will face a judge this Wednesday. New Foz Ruac is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder after a shooting outside the Foxfire Club in Fort Smith this past Wednesday. Brian Jones, Todd Joel were found shot outside of the bar. They were rushed to a hospital where they later died. Police found Ruac the next day at a home on 38th Street where he was taken into custody.
The Florida County EMS will now be able to add staff, buy new equipment, and reduce response time. This after county voters passed a 0.3% sales tax with a 61% support. The EMS director says that staffing will be a top priority.
We are going to look at staffing an additional ambulance during demand hours. And our demand hours are typically Monday through Friday, anywhere from noon to 8 p.m. Those are the days that we really needed that help.
He says the extra revenue will also help the department offer pay raises to current staff. The tax will go into effect August 1st, with revenue coming in starting September 1st.
And Waldron Elementary students will go back to class starting this morning. School officials posted on their Facebook page yesterday evening, letting parents know. The elementary, you'll remember, was closed last week following hail and water damage. Since then, though, school officials have been working to make those necessary repairs. They say, though, if you don't feel safe to send your kids to school yet, feel free to keep them home, that the days won't count against them. Well, after KURM closed their doors last year, KLRC at John Brown University has taken over 100.3.
5 News reporter Parker Abels explains what you can expect from the new radio station.
After a little over 9 months, 100.3 officially came back on air, but this time it's run by KLRC, a Christian-based radio station here in Northwest Arkansas.
We talk about real life stories. We talk about honest struggles that we're dealing with. I've had struggles with anxiety and depression my whole life, and I'm pretty open about that and the ways that we kind of deal with and cope with it. And then, you know, we talk about our faith, we talk about pop culture, we talk about really whatever's on our mind that day.
This is something they've been working toward for 7 years, but now they finally have the missing piece needed to execute their plan.
Been operating it here in the building for the last 7 years, but now we've been able to acquire the signal to be able to make it available to even more people.
And there was a lot that went into getting the airspace.
Basically, you're acquiring the license, and in this case, the tower and transmitter, some of the equipment to be able to make it available. And then we're utilizing a lot of the equipment here at KLRC as well to be able to provide the studios and those kind of things. And all of that has been made possible thanks to our listeners who've been really generous.
Kara Colbert, the production director, says she loves being on air helping this community.
It's really a privilege. It's an honor. It's very humbling because to us, we're like, you know what, we're just normal people who have the same everyday struggles that everybody does. But that's one of the things that we really feel privileged to do, is to share those struggles and let people know they're not alone.
Director of Programs Mark Michaels believes this station will bring a unique style to NWA.
There's nothing been anything like this in our market before. Not only is it a pop and hip hop station, but it's kind of a unique blend of that, really designed to be something authentic, refreshing. In this world, we're all living through hard stuff. To be able to give people real hope, that's what we're really passionate about.
In Siloam Springs, covering news where you live, Parker Abels, 5 News.
Well, this morning, new concerns about the economy after President Trump said reports that Chinese electronics would be exempt from his tariffs were not true.
Now he's promising even more tariffs. On Friday, U.S. Customs released a bulletin stating Chinese electronics would be excluded from reciprocal tariffs. But then Sunday, President Trump posted online saying there was no tariff exception announced on Friday. He says electronics are just moving into a different tariff bracket.
So it's not that they won't be subject to tariffs geared at reshoring, they'll just be under a different regime.
Well, this comes days after he announced a 90-day pause on most of those reciprocal tariffs. Still on board Air Force One on Sunday, he told reporters to expect new tariff announcements soon.
The FAA says that the helicopter tour company whose chopper crashed into the Hudson River last week is shutting down operations immediately. In a statement on X, the FAA says it will launch a review of New York helicopter tours, their operating license and safety record. All 6 people on board, including a family of 5 visiting from Spain, were killed in the crash on Thursday. Over the weekend, New York Senator Chuck Schumer called on federal authorities to revoke the operating permits of New York helicopter tours.
The company was operating under the lowest bar of safety. And across New York City, every single helicopter tour company has the same model.
Well, CBS News has reached out to the owner of the company, who responded with their sole focus is on assisting the investigation and grieving the tragic loss.
Well, authorities have arrested a suspect in the arson of the Pennsylvania governor's mansion over the weekend. 38-year-old Cody Balmer is charged with setting fire to the mansion, severely damaging parts of the building, and then forcing Governor Josh Shapiro and his family to evacuate the premises early Sunday morning. Authorities say Balmer jumped a fence before breaking into the mansion and setting the building on fire.